When COVID-19 was declared a pandemic in March of last year, all sporting events, concerts, and large social gatherings of any kind were halted to slow the spread of the virus. The abrupt closure of stadiums and canceling of events was horrible news for the brand ambassadors of Toronto. A Facebook group where many of Toronto's brand ambassadors would find work has over 40,000 members. Since the pandemic began, the once steady stream of job posts has dried up. With no events taking place for brands to promote themselves or to engage with a large audience, what has happened to the brand ambassadors of Toronto? We're going to find out from 3 former full-time brand ambassadors how the pandemic has impacted them personally and the effect COVID has had on their chosen line of work.
So my name is Jenna Cedrin. I started promo about 2015, and I got into it actually from my roommate. She started doing it, so she kind of got me connections, and then from that I started networking out, meeting people, and kind of went from there. Right from the start it was just kind of through friends, so hey, do you want to do this? And then from that I discovered the Facebook group, so started kind of applying myself. At that point I think I became like an independent contractor. So off the top of my head, Subaru, a lot of automotive brands, so like Subaru, Chevrolet, Mazda.
Where would you do promo for the auto brands?
So all the auto show. Actually a year ago I was on the Cross West tour for the Subaru auto show, but then life happened and kind of sent me back home.
How has the pandemic affected you?
Yeah, well when it first hit, it's scary because promo, it's all in the public. 98% of it's all in mass groups, which is of course with the pandemic that all shut down. So when it first hit, I lost the tour, and then slowly all the little gigs that I set up in between the tour started dropping off. So I didn't have any work at all, but I kind of transitioned into acting from that because they were still kind of running, and there were a lot of protocols. There's too much money in film, so they couldn't afford to kind of shut that off completely. So that was my saving grace. And when it first hit too, I was on CERB and CERB, so that kind of helped too. That was my saving grace for getting by.
My name is Kingsley. I've been in the promo game for a long time, let's just say that. I got into the promo experiential marketing through an old friend, and I started with a program for Toronto FC. The promo I did for TFC was a summer program, so we were touring all over Ontario to sort of get kids to be active and play soccer. We all rotate, being ref, being goalie. Or if the team needed more players, then we'll jump in.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
I jumped in a lot of times, just to play. Oh, it was a lot of fun playing. Like, football is my favorite sport. One of the jobs will sort of get you to travel for and everything they paid for, right? Nothing like that. So yeah, it was pretty exciting.
Do you think there's going to be hesitancy for a lot of BAs to get back into promo once things open up?
The majority of people will get back into it. Yeah. Some will just move on. And yeah, some people are moving on.
A poll that was recently posted in the Brand Ambassadors of Toronto Facebook group confirms Kingsley's hypothesis that the majority are looking to get back to work. Kingsley also mentioned that some people are moving on. One former brand ambassador who has moved on is Michael Dang.
My name is Michael, but I go by Dang because there's too many Michaels out there, and Dang seems to stick in the marketing world. First started at the CNE back in 2013. I was working for PC Financial. Basically, we just got paid to cheer people on and be weird. And it was a great job.
So where did you use to find all your work?
So in the beginning, like everything else, on Craigslist.
Are you serious?
Yeah, man. Like my first job at the CNE was from Craigslist, and then from there it was another Craigslist posting, and eventually there was a discovery of the Brand Ambassador of Toronto on Facebook, and that was where most of the jobs started getting posted at, because a lot of agencies realized it's the best way to vet and screen people without actually having like a legit full conversation and an in-person interview. There's a lot of people like to overshare on their Facebook.
So we are in the Green Merchant. Is this your long-term solution?
This is definitely my long-term. In the beginning, I thought it wasn't. And then upon sitting on it and thinking about it, I'm like, wait, promo's not gonna come back. No one's really a BA anymore. So this is my thing, and I love it here.
Do you think there's going to be any hesitancy towards going back into promo?
I feel like it won't come back around the same capacity as we had it back then until like another 2-3 years later, where people are not wearing masks as like a regular thing, or maybe we'll get vaccinated.
While most of us are eager to step out of work from home and back onto some festival grounds like this one here at Ontario Place, the brand ambassadors of Toronto, they're eager to get back to work at these festivals and onto stable financial footing once again. John Cicada, GH360.